Mountaineer season is finally here. I'm Joshua Cormer alongside Coach Angel Elderkin. Coach, the team and you, of course, are really excited for this season, along with all of us. Can you really just tell us where the excitement is at for this team right now?
I think that it's been a long time brewing for our team, just in terms of how we approached our postseason in the months of March and April, and then the kids who came back this summer and made the choice to be here at Summer 1 and Summer 2. So a lot of work has gone in, and I think that we're all excited and just to see where we're at in terms of our development and our growth. And I love the fact that I don't have to fire this team up today, and that there is that excitement around game day.
The team has been working extremely hard all off-season long. What were some of the areas of focus that you really wanted the team to get better in?
I think turnovers, and that was some of our youth last year, and that was some of our inability to read, make the right reads and in our passing. And so I think we spent a lot of time in the offseason trying to really focus on turnovers. Another area was our free throw shooting. We weren't a good free throw shooting team, and I felt like those were two areas that we could dial in and really control. So hopefully tonight we'll do a good job of taking care of the basketball.
Senior Maddie Story is back after missing all last season. She watched this really young, inexperienced team play without her last year. How do you see her fitting in, and how do you really want to integrate her into this lineup with all the younger players?
Yeah, I think this is great for Maddie. We kept saying that the silver lining to her injury was that we were going to be a more experienced team for her to infuse herself back into. And I think the biggest thing is now, since Maddie's been with me, she's had to do a lot for our basketball teams to be successful. And she kind of carried that on her shoulders. Like if she didn't shoot the ball well or if she didn't rebound and well, it usually attributed to us not being successful. I think with the balance that our team has right now, she shouldn't feel that. We have a lot of weapons. We have a lot of kids that can score. We have a lot of kids that can do a lot. But I think we're looking for her as that leader, if adversity strikes, that she can keep our group together, because she's been there. She's been in a lot of tough battles. But because we're so balanced, I think it's going to be easier for Maddie to get herself going without the pressure.
Last year, without Maddie, Bailey Plummer really stepped up, took over the leadership role and really the productivity role for this team. What are your expectations for Bailey coming into this year? Because, like you said, Maddie is back and she'll provide a lot of the spark as well. But do you expect Bailey to have the same output, if not better?
I do. I think what's going to be different for Bailey, again, as I talk about these weapons that we have, I think early on tonight's going to be a great example. They're going to key on her, and I think her ability to make passes out of a double team are going to be great for our team now that we can stretch the floor around her. Moving Laney to that 4 position, I think, is going to open up the paint for Bailey because now you have to guard her because she's a three-point threat. So I think Bailey, although, everybody could look at her numbers and say, well, where is she at compared to last year? I think, again, now with us being balanced, I think Bailey's going to have a little bit of pressure off her too, but our expectation in terms of her board play and her touches and her field goal percentage will all remain the same.
Can you talk a little bit about the depth of your team? Because last year they were young and a lot of people played, but maybe didn't have that experience depth. This year, obviously, can't fit everybody into the starting lineups. How are you going to utilize all the players on your team?
I think that's going to be something that we're going to start to develop in the non-conference. I mean, if you talk about depth and you look at our starting lineup tonight, our leading scorer from last year is our 6th man right now in Tiara Wilson, and I think she's really embraced that role. But to be able to bring off the bench your leading scorer from last year just shows the depth of our basketball team. Maya Calder's another one who's going to be coming in and depending on for significant minutes. Then you got Nicola Matthews, you got Kayla Craven, got Dominique Jeffrey, you got Armani Hampton. So, we have a lot of different looks we can throw out there, and I think that's going to help us come third and fourth quarter.
You played UAB last season, and they were one of the best three-point shooting teams in the nation. You held them to 33% from behind the arc, which was one of their lowest points in the season. Is that going to be the key area of focus again tonight, keep them at a low percentage from behind the arc, or is there another area you're really trying to look at?
Yeah, our first point of emphasis is our transition defense. They get a lot of those open threes in transition, so we got to get back, we got to communicate, we got to locate shooters. Our second area is our ball pressure, which is going to help disrupt the three-point line. They are a very good three-point shooting team, and so we're going to have to have a sense of urgency when it comes to their three-point shooters, knowing where they're at and making them take tough twos.
How do you think the team's going to react facing off against UAB today and then another tough team in Georgia Tech on Sunday? This is 2 really tough games to start the season, and especially on the road. Do you think it's going to better them after these 2 games?
Absolutely. I think today's the opportunity for growth. I told them today we've been growing together all summer, and you got to look at today as an opportunity to get better and grow together. And I'm not even thinking about Sunday, and hopefully they're not. When we get together on Sunday, we'll talk about how are we going to respond, win, lose, however we're going to approach it. But I love the fact that we're going to be tested early.
Now, one thing I want to start doing this season with you is, can you leave us with just a final thought before each game? Because whether it's about the team, the matchup, maybe a player you saw, or just anything in general, can you leave us with a final thought that you've been thinking about lately?
I've really, over the last 24 to 48 hours, have liked the way that LaPrisha Stanley has approached the game today. She had a great leadership meeting this morning with her teammates going through a scouting report. She went hard as I've ever seen her go in her game day practice. And so the expectation tonight is for her to really set the tone early for our basketball team.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Coach. Good luck tonight. We're looking forward to this season.
Thank you.